Hi, I'm Laurel Brennan. Welcome to Just Right Yoga. We're going to do some chair yoga together today. So we first find a comfortable seated position. And if you have short legs like me, you probably will have to scoot to the edge of the chair. Or if you happen to have blocks, you can use blocks to bring the floor a little higher. So we want to have about a 90-degree angle at the knees and the ankles and the hips. So we find length in our spine and soften our shoulders down away from our ears. Hands can rest on the lap. And our eyes can be closed if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, we can just find a downward steady gaze. And we relax the muscles between the eyebrows and at the jawline. And notice the breath traveling in and out through the nose. And then just see if we can sit a tiny bit taller. Imagine a string attached to the crown of our head lifting us up. We continue to feel that breath traveling in and out through the nose. Now we're going to add a little bit of movement. So we'll inhale the shoulders up toward the ears. And exhale, let them fall back and down. Now, if we've had a stressful day or we just feel like it, we can exhale with a big, noisy exhale out through our mouth. Really releasing on that exhale. One more time, big breath in, big breath out. And we keep that length in our spine. We keep our shoulders soft and down away from our ears. And we come back to that breath that goes in and out through our nose. And now we're just going to pay attention to what our belly is doing. Is there movement with our breath? So we're going to see if we can bring that breath deep into our lungs so that we feel our belly expand on that inhale. So if your hand is resting on your belly, you kind of feel your belly press into your hand as you breathe in. Now, if you feel comfortable with that, then we're going to add an abdominal contraction on the exhale. So if you don't get it right away, don't worry, this takes some getting used to. But we're going to try to pull the belly in. So pulling the belly button away from the hand. Now, if we can coordinate that contraction with the exhale, great. If we don't get it right away, don't worry about it. Practice it maybe while you're lying in bed at night or when you wake up in the morning. Sometimes when we're more relaxed, it comes a little easier. So we let the belly expand on the inhale and pull in on the exhale. One more time, let the belly expand as we breathe in and tighten and pull back away from the hand as we breathe out. So now we'll go back to our regular breath, in and out through the nose, and we're going to start moving a leg a little bit. So we'll extend one leg, point the toes toward the sky, even intentionally pulling the toes back toward the shin, and then push the toes away. And we'll connect the breath to that. So we'll inhale the toes toward us, exhale, push them away. And now draw circles with the toes, slowly, clockwise and counterclockwise. We still feel that breath, long and slow, in and out through the nose. And then we'll switch to the other side. So extending the leg, as much length in the leg as is comfortable. So if we have any pain in the knees, if we're fully extending, then just keep a little bend there. So on the inhale, we'll pull the toes toward us, and exhale, push them away. And then draw those circles, clockwise and counterclockwise. And we'll bring the feet back to the ground or back to our blocks. And we'll again find length in the spine. And we're going to begin to circle the arms. So we inhale, arms up. And exhale, bring them to a goalpost position. So our elbows are reaching away from each other. Our shoulders are soft. And then gently pushing the elbows back, bringing the chest forward. So we feel a nice gentle stretch across the chest and the front of the shoulders. And we can return the hands back down to the lap, and we'll do that same thing again. Inhaling up. Exhale to goalpost. Shoulders are soft and down away from the ears. Elbows reaching away from each other. And then gently pushing the chest forward, elbows back. Big breath in. And releasing the hands to the lap. We'll do that a couple more times, but we're going to add in a little hug. So we'll inhale, arms up. Exhale to goalpost. Inhale into a chest expansion, pushing the chest forward. Exhale, we'll give ourselves a hug. So see if we can bring the shoulder blades away from our midline. Drop our chin toward our chest. And we'll try that again. Inhaling up. Exhale to goalpost. Inhale into that chest expansion. Exhale, another hug with the other arm on top this time. We'll do that whole sequence one more time so we get that same stretch. Inhaling up. Exhale to goalpost. Inhale, chest expansion. Exhale, hug. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, chest expansion. Goalpost. Inhale, chest expansion. Exhale, hug. We'll come back to our seated position, hands again on our lap, checking in that our feet are fully grounded and that our shoulders are soft and down away from our ears. And now, still seated with our feet grounded and shoulders relaxed, we're going to add in a little bit of a twist. So we want to make sure that our pelvis stays completely in contact with the chair, and that twist is just going to come from the rib cage up. And we're going to be careful that we don't do this when we twist. We're going to try to keep our shoulders parallel to the ground. So it's probably not going to be a real big twist. This is not the most flexible part of our back, but this thoracic spine right in the middle is the area that doesn't get to twist very often, and so it tends to lose mobility. So we're going to add some mobility here. So we'll start with those arm circles, inhaling up. On that exhale, we'll take a little turn. One hand can come to the opposite leg, twisting just through the rib cage. The other hand could reach for the back of the chair, or the side of the chair, and that twist is very gentle. So the twist comes from the muscles activating the turn, not from our hands or arms pulling us into that twist. So we'll try that same thing to the other side, inhaling up, and exhale, gently twisting. Softening the shoulders down away from the ears. So we're still trying to maintain that straight line from the crown of our head to our tailbone. So we're not bending at all. So we'll come back to the center and we'll do it one more time to each side. Inhaling up. Exhale, gently twisting. Inhale up. Exhale, gently twist. And coming back to center, we're going to bring attention back to the legs and to the ankles in particular. So we're going to bring the heels off the ground and then lower them down, and then bring the toes off the ground and lower them down. Let's see if we can connect a breath to this movement. Inhaling, toes up. Exhaling, heels up. So you can go at your own pace, follow the pace of your own breath. And we're strengthening the muscles in the front and back of the ankles, into the calf muscles. This is great to reduce our fall risk. One more time, pulling the toes up on the inhale and the heels up on the exhale. Great, so now we're gonna check that we are still sitting tall and that our feet are fully grounded. We'll check back in with those belly muscles. On the exhale, see if we can pull the belly away from the hand. Sorry, so we're going to inhale, let the belly relax. Exhale, pull the belly away from the hand. If you're still working to coordinate the breath and the movement, again, be gentle with yourself. It will come over time. If you've got that down and you're ready for a little extra challenge, then we're going to scoot back in the chair. I need the blocks again. Now my hips are not at the edge of the chair, but they're also not fully at the back of the chair. So I'm going to start with my ears over my shoulders and shoulders over my hips. But then I'm going to let my upper back rest on the chair. So my hips are now in front of my shoulders. So I'm doing this to add a bit of a challenge into those abdominal contractions. So we're only moving to this stage once we've got the exhale, belly in, inhale, belly relax, coordinated with the breath. So if you're not ready to lean back, then you can continue to practice drawing the belly in with the exhale without any movement. If you're ready for movement, then here we go. On that exhale, we'll pull the belly in and pull our back away from the backrest and sit tall. Inhale, come on back again. So it's like a sit-up, but we don't have to get on the floor to do it. Inhale, let the belly soften. Exhale, pull the belly in and sit up tall, pulling our back away from the backrest. Inhale, lean back again. So we're trying to keep the belly pulled in with both the inhale and the exhale now. Again, give yourself some time for your muscles and your brain to learn this. On the exhale, pull your belly in and sit tall. Inhale. I'm going to change that. So each time we move, we're exhaling. So inhale is our preparation. So we inhale, prepare to move. Exhale, pull the belly in and sit tall. Inhale, prepare to move again. Exhale, pull the belly in. and lean back. That should give us a little more time to think about it. We don't have to keep the belly pulled in the whole time. So let's try that again. Inhale, let the belly relax and soften. Exhale, pull the belly in and sit nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen the spine, but the belly can relax a bit. And on that exhale, we'll pull the belly in and lean back. So again, be gentle and patient with yourself as you learn that and as your abdominal muscles get stronger. So now we're going to do some hip abduction. So that's bringing the knee away from the body. So just opening out to the side. If we need to help the leg to do it, we can. Just want to help as little as is necessary. Maybe one finger helps the knee move. And we can connect the breath to this movement as well. Inhaling and exhaling. See if we can sit up nice and tall. Keep the belly pulled in a little bit. So assisting the leg or not. Maybe initially we assist and over time we need less and less help. We'll do the same thing with the other side. And again, my legs are short, so I do need these blocks here. And then tippy toes as I move out to the sides. If your legs are longer, or you have a different chair that is more accommodating, or you want to sit out toward the edge of the chair, we can do that as well and be flat-footed. So connecting the breath to your movement and going at your own pace. And once you feel like you've done close to the same amount on each side, we're going to get ready for our standing poses. So I'll get the blocks out of the way. I'm going to turn the chair because now I'm going to use the chair as support for balance. So our first pose is mountain. And this is basically just standing with our best alignment and with focus. So we want our ears over our shoulders, and shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles. We feel that imaginary string pulling us up with our best posture. And our feet are hip width apart, so we don't want them too close or too wide, but just right in the middle. We want our whole foot, both feet, grounded. So make sure we're not rolled out toward the pinky toe or in toward the big toe, but we have our weight evenly distributed. And we're careful that we have what we refer to as a micro bend in the knees. So you might not even be able to see the bend, but we don't want them locked out either or hyperextended. So we have that tiny soft bend in the knees. And now we'll see if we can pull our belly in. Now we're going to attempt to keep it pulled in a little bit with both the inhale and the exhale. So not our fullest contraction, but if our fullest contraction was a 10 out of 10, let's imagine that we just pull it in about a 3. See if we can keep it in there, gently pulled in, with our breath in and with our breath out. And now we're going to turn our hands, palms away from us, actively sliding the shoulder blades down as the fingertips reach for the floor. So checking in with the muscles in the face, we're relaxed between the eyebrows and at the jawline. If we feel steady and comfortable, we could create a balance challenge here by closing the eyes. If we feel unsteady, then we definitely open the eyes again. But we can progress over time to keeping the eyes closed for longer and longer periods if that feels safe. Now we're going to move from mountain to chair pose. Oh, sorry. That's Rocco. So moving in and out of chair and mountain, standing tall in our mountain, and sinking down into chair. So keeping the range that our knees are comfortable with. Inhaling to stand tall, exhaling to sink down. So when we sink into that chair, we should be able to wiggle our toes and feel most of the weight in our heels. And then when we stand up for mountain, our weight redistributes so that it's even on both the front and back of the feet. So being mindful of our knees, we're going to feel more intensity in this pose in our backside when we push that weight into our heels. And that will take the stress off of our knees. Maybe one more time, inhale up, exhale down to chair, and we'll meet back in our mountain. Then we're going to move to a high lunge. I like to use the chair for balance again because there is a balance challenge to our high lunge because our back heel is not on the floor. So our hips stay pointing forward. If we find the bones here in the front, they're facing forward like headlights. All 10 toes are facing forward, and that front knee is tracking toward the middle of the front foot. So be careful it doesn't roll in toward the big toe or out toward the pinky toe. We hold on only as much as we need it. So maybe it's both hands, maybe it's just the fingertips, maybe it's just a few fingertips. So we adjust the challenge to suit us that day. So if we're extra tired, we might need more support. So just adjusting so we find that just right challenge. So the back leg is extended only as much as is comfortable. So again, just right challenge. If it hurts the front knee, we're probably not going to go into a deep lunge. Maybe that foot just steps back a tiny bit. This still is our high lunge. So you can decide. And we decide if the fingers stay on the chair. If we feel comfortable, we could bring hands to the heart or return to the goalpost arms from the beginning. When we're ready, we can take that same pose to the other side. So find that comfortable position. We check that our front knee is tracking to the middle of that front foot. We decide how far we want our feet apart. See if we can engage the belly muscles again, just 3 out of 10. And decide what kind of support we need with our hands. Our breath continues to flow in and out through the nose. So just demonstrating several variations on that high lunge. You choose the one that suits you best. And now we're going to come back to the chair for a little bit of a stretch and a meditation. So for the stretch, we'll just extend one leg with the toes pointing up and hinge forward. See if we feel a stretch along the back of the leg. And just relaxing the upper body and breathing in and out through the nose here. So we want to hold that stretch for at least 10 seconds. 30 would be ideal. Then we'll slowly come back up extend the other leg and hinge forward until we feel a comfortable stretch along the back of that extended leg. I mentioned a time for stretching, and I've never timed it by looking at my watch, and I don't expect you to either. But you could just count your breaths, maybe 3 to 5 nice, long, slow breaths. And we'll slowly come out of that stretch. We'll do one more stretch for the outer hips. And we want to modify this so that it's comfortable for you. If it's comfortable to get the foot up on the leg, then that's where you can start. We want the ankle to hang over the other thigh and the toes to continue to pull toward the shin. So that flexed foot helps to protect the knee. If that doesn't feel good, then maybe that's too much on the hip. So we can cross at the ankles. Not sure if you'll feel that, but we're aiming to stretch in the outer hip. So we can increase the stretch by kind of hinging forward at the hips, pushing the chest and belly forward. And again, just relaxing, breathing for 3 to 5 breaths. Noticing the muscles in the face, nice and soft. And this is called a pigeon pose. This is a seated pigeon. And again, we keep the foot flexed to protect the knee. And we can stay upright, or if we like more of a stretch in the hip, we can hinge forward. Softening the shoulders. Again, if it doesn't feel comfortable to bring the leg up, then we listen to our body. We're never pushing through pain or discomfort. So we could cross at the ankle and hinge forward a bit. Maybe that's enough sensation. And we're all done with our stretching. We're going to come into a comfortable seated position. Just like we started with, lengthen our spine and our shoulders are soft. If it's comfortable, allowing the eyes to close. The hands can rest on the legs. Our shoulders are soft down away from our ears. We always finish a yoga class with a brief meditation. If you want to extend it longer, please feel free. But I'll mind the time. We'll go for about 3 minutes. And allowing the eyes to close if that's comfortable. Perhaps we allow a little bit of space between the upper and lower lips. Allowing the jaw to relax. We just notice where we feel the breath. Some people feel it at the nose, others at the back of the throat, some at the chest, and some at the belly. So there's no right or wrong, just notice where it's most obvious to you. And let your attention lie there. Noticing all the sensation of the breath. Can we follow the breath all the way in and all the way out? It's normal for the mind to wander. That's perfectly fine. When we notice that it's wandered away, we just gently bring it back to the sensation of the breath. And now we'll take a bigger breath in through our nose and a longer breath out through our mouth. We can open our eyes if they were closed and wiggle fingers and toes. With length in our spine, we'll inhale our arms overhead and exhale, hands to our heart. Thanks for joining me.